Hello, beautiful Redlo women. How are you today? It's Terri here, your coach and biggest cheerleader. I'm here to put a little bit of inspiration in your day. Welcome to the Redlo Women podcast, where we empower midlife women to reclaim their confidence, rise higher, and step boldly into their next chapter. And we do it together. I became a midlife entrepreneur after overcoming my own self-doubt to start this podcast, write my book, and coach women just like you. And I did it all in my 50s. I knew I wanted more after navigating my own life transitions, overcoming some really hard things, and trying to figure out what was next. As I did, I decided to help you do the same. So grab your warm cup of coffee or step into your favorite tennis shoes and let's step forward together. Let's go. Today's episode is incredibly special because it started with a spark that really lit me up halfway around the globe. I had the honor of speaking to a brilliant group of men and women in Poland. I was invited to speak via Zoom by Dr. Gretchen Espinetti on behalf of an organization called Say USA. And it's an extraordinary nonprofit organization under the umbrella of Fundacja Luminaria. And Gretchen is a client of mine who I greatly admire. I love the work she's doing. She's leaning into her passion, and she is brilliant, educated, a former professor, a certified coach, and she's leaning into her golden years and still going strong, doing incredible work around the world and having incredible impact. I'm actually going to have her on the podcast coming soon, and I can't wait. But this experience was more than just a Zoom meeting. It was a moment to connect with others and remind me that though we might be separated by oceans or even languages, technology connects us, and our human spirit and our purpose and passion unites us. And I really believe with everything in me that this is where the magic happens. The work I do, coaching others, I'm on Zoom all the time, and some of my dearest friends that I've made are around the globe. And it's because we connect on a regular basis and have really deep and meaningful conversation. That's what connects us. We don't always have to be in person, right? Although that's important too. But what I learned is that when we become a light for others, we also become a bridge. Say USA is an intensive 2-week educational program that brings together adults who are eager to strengthen their English skills, but also grow professionally. And this organization weaves in leadership, communication, and connection, helping people not just speak a new language or understand the English language even more, but also helping them lean into new levels of purpose and leadership and personal growth and development. It's really cool. And Fundacja Luminaria has a mission that really just stopped me in my tracks. It says, Luminarias are lights that glow in people, decorating the world every day. Someone's light might be kindness. In someone else, it may be a unique talent. However, we believe that absolutely everyone has an inner spark, and only if they nurture it, they too can become a lantern for those around them. Isn't that awesome? That's you too. Each one of you listening here today has a spark, a flicker, a purpose. And at first, that spark might feel kind of small, maybe even invisible. Sometimes you might just trying to, quiet it. You may ignore it. I know that happened to me. But when you nurture it, when you lean into it, and you take action, and you connect with it, and you step forward with courage, that flicker turns into a flame. And that flame becomes a lantern and a light for others to follow. Your light may be courage or confidence or compassion or leadership or encouragement or something else. But by showing up tells me that you have a passion to become a guide, a leader, a professor, a teacher, an author, a business owner, and use your voice. You are becoming a light for your family, your community, your city, your country, and our world. And those of you that are here listening in today are a light to me as well. And together we shine brighter. So wherever you are today, in midlife, in transition, in the process of trying to reinvent yourself, this message is for you. I wasn't always confident. In fact, I had to go through a lot to arrive at this place of feeling confident enough to step forward with what I'm doing. And confidence doesn't just happen, right? It can be a learned skill, but we have to lean into the courage and take action, take take many missteps and fail and rise up before we feel confident in ourselves. I spent many years playing small, pleasing others, and wondering if I could reinvent myself. What was next for me? And something inside of me kept flickering, that whisper, right? What's next? Maybe you could try this. Maybe you could do this. Remember that book idea you had? As I've shared, I took a course, and suddenly that whisper turned into action. I started this podcast, originally called Hello Redlo, and now The Redlo Woman. And even though I definitely didn't feel ready, didn't have the right mic, didn't always have the right words, I wasn't sure anyone would listen, and wondered, what others would think of me. But suddenly I had to arrive at that place and not care what others thought. My goal wasn't to please others anymore or seek others' approval. It became a goal to just help one woman on the other side of this microphone, to encourage her, to empower her, to remind her she's not alone, to remind her that she is seen, she is heard, she is loved, she is valued, and reminded that she belongs, especially in this season of life. So I showed up anyway, despite my doubt, despite my insecurity, and despite my fear of what the heck it would even sound like. And I really didn't think about even how far it would go. I just did it. I just pressed record. And over time, my confidence grew. That flame began to flicker in my soul, and I learned a lot about myself. That one courageous action turned into something really powerful, and it can for you too. Lean into that whisper. Get curious, because you will have an impact. So the podcast name, well, as quirky as it is, it came to me as divine inspiration, and I share this all the time. Redlo is older spelled backwards, because I believe that being older is not something to be ashamed of, embarrassed of. It's actually something to lean into, to be proud of. We've earned our wings. We've been through a lot in our life, and to arrive at this place is just wisdom to be shared. So then came my next spark. On my 59th birthday, I published my book, Step Forward: How to Navigate Midlife Transitions, Overcome Hard Things, and Rediscover Yourself. That book, ironically, became a #1 bestseller on Amazon. But that wasn't my mission or my goal. It became something more. It became a mirror that I found my voice, that I had a purpose, that I could lean into and guide other women and help them step forward. And so here's what I came to understand. Our courage and our curiosity is what lights that spark inside of us. And our confidence grows from that flame. And then the community that we create, the people that we impact, that becomes the fire. So I've learned that courage is often quiet. It's not this loud roar. Sometimes it starts even as doubt and that question that just maybe we could do this. But the confidence, as I shared before, comes from trying, from failing, and from being resilient and showing up and stepping forward anyway. Every time we speak, every time we start something new, even when we're afraid, every time we share our story, we're adding oxygen and fuel to that flame. So if I were to ask you today, what is that spark inside of you? What are you ignoring? What story or dream is flickering beneath that fear? And what would it look like if you took one brave step forward today, this week, this month, or this year? Ponder that for a moment. And this is why my Zoom experience, talking to those in Poland, moved me so deeply. Say USA and Fundacja Luminaria don't just teach communication, they build community, and they're trying to create an impact. And neuroscience actually backs this up. It says that when we feel safe, when we feel seen, when we feel heard, our brain releases oxytocin. And that's the trust hormone. It boosts confidence. It lowers our stress. It builds emotional safety. And when we're isolated, when we try to do things alone, when we feel alone, like no one will understand us, no one sees us, no one hears us, our brain actually processes that like physical pain. And that's why being in community, no matter what community that you're in, whether you're in an online community, a physical community, a church, an organization, perhaps even something like a chamber of commerce or a business organization. It matters. That's why this podcast matters. These conversations, being able to go deep and think and process on our own while listening to gentle words of inspiration, they empower us and they remind us that we're not alone. And when we connect, we shine brighter and we step forward together. So for those of you that don't know, my book, I lean in and talk about several different shoes that we need to step into. I talk about courage, the courageous cowboy boots, because that helps us take bold action, right? I say step into the tenacious tennis shoes. Have that tenacity. Keep going when you want to quit. Step into that faithful flat. To have faith in yourself, God, and others. And trust yourself. Be grounded. Keep stepping forward. I talk about the resilient rain boot. This one resonates so much with me. Right? To step forward, jump in the mud puddles, right? Get messy, get dirty, don't worry about it. Splash, make a big splash. Let everything just kind of wash over you. Keep laughing, have some fun. And if you fall down, rise up and step forward. Then step into that flexible flip-flop. Have some fun. Put your feet in the sand and be flexible, right? We're allowed to pivot, change. If something's not working, try something else. Then step into that self-care slipper to rest and take care of you. I kind of suck at this, so I'm constantly working on that. But pause. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself just to lay on the grass, look up at the sky, and dream. Watch the clouds roll by. Sometimes we have to do nothing to really do something. And then step into that red, sparkly, radiant ruby slipper. It's my favorite shoe, because it kind of combines all of us. For those of us here in the U.S. that understand the Wizard of Oz, right? The power that those ruby slippers really have. And to watch Dorothy go on her mission to try to find her way home to herself, right? She interacts with the scarecrow who didn't think he had a brain. And then to meet the Tin Man who didn't think he had a heart or had compassion, right? And then to meet the cowardly lion who didn't think he had any courage. But in the end, they all had what they thought they were missing. And for me, that radiant ruby slipper brings it all together, because we all have those things within us if we just believe. And I say step into those shoes and let your light shine, because you can be a light and a lantern and a sparkle for others if you just choose to step forward. What shoes are you stepping into? What shoes do you need to step into to find that courage, to find that tenacity, that resilience, to be flexible, to shine bright? And by the way, I have a fun quiz that I'm going to put in here. It's called Where Are You on the Journey of Your Reinvention? And I talk about these different shoes. It's super fun. I'm going to put that link here so that you can click on it and take that fun quiz. And as I ended my speech with those in Poland, I have a step affirmation that I say to myself every day on my walk. And I want you to repeat this to yourself as well. I give this to those I mentor and coach. You can use this one or you can create your own. But what I've created is called STEP. And I say, I am strong. I am tenacious. I am empowered. I have a purpose. God has a plan and purpose for my life. And I end with, I am a light. Step forward. You don't have to wait to be confident, right? You take that courageous, brave step forward. And that's what I'm empowering you to do today. And if you need some support and a little help to take that step, I'm here for you. I'll put the link in here where you can reach out to me. I do one-on-one coaching, and you can also get on my list for my Speak course. That's my 6-week course to help you get started and to show up, not only speak with confidence, but also speak your dreams and goals into action. All right? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. And again, I look forward to you hearing more from Dr. Espinetti on a podcast in the future. But what an incredible experience. And for you, no matter where you are, what you're stepping into, know that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and you belong. And together, we shine bright. Keep stepping forward. Keep using your voice. The world needs your light, your gifts, and your talents. I believe in you. Have an amazing day. God bless. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a few key takeaways that you can apply to your life. And if you don't mind, take a few moments and leave a review that lets other women know that we're here making a difference in your life and theirs as well. Until we meet again, God bless.